Hello Kindness crew, welcome back to another video. Today we're playing mono green in standard, and at the time of this filming, this is the highest win percentage deck according to untapped.gg in the last 7 days, at a little over 70%. So I've been kind of having that itch to play this deck, and honestly it feels like a childhood dream to be playing a mono green stompy deck that is not only effective, efficient, but fun to play. So let's get into it. At the 1-drop, we have Gene Pollinator, untap permanent you control, add 1 mana of any color. This is also paired with Llanowel's, another green producing mana dork. We have Paw Patch Recruit, Offspring for 2, trample, 2/1. Whenever this creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control other than that creature. In a field full of lessons and a lot of spot removal, Paw Patch Recruit is very, very strong. Badger Mole is one of the best cards to be printed in the new Avatar set. When this creature enters Earthbend 1, whenever you tap a creature for mana, add additional green. Keeper Talent, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Level 2, all permanents you control with counters on them have ward 1. And level 3 for 4 mana, if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, twice that many of each kinds of those counters on that permanent or player instead. This card is really good to put on Ouroboros or just start making our small little creatures like Baloth and Paw Patch larger and take advantage of that trample mechanic. You have Overprotect, target creature you control gets +3/+3, gains trample, hexproof, and indestructible in the turn. So this card has all the functionality that we're looking for in mono green. It can protect our creatures, it can save you from a wrath with indestructible, but also gains trample, which some of the creatures in this deck, like Ouroboros, say it has 20 power, it still gets blocked by a 1/1 token. So Overprotect is a way we can get through pesky creatures or protect our guys. 1 main board Scavenging Ooze, 2/2 for 2, pay 1 green, exile target card from a graveyard. If it's a creature, put 1/1 counter on this creature and you gain 1 life. It's really good against Kavero and the Lessons deck. Frenzy Baloth, 2 green, 3/2. This spell cannot be countered. Trample, haste. Creature spells you control can't be countered, and combat damage can't be prevented. Really, really good card when there's quite a bit of Azorius control and Jeskai control going on Magic Arena. 1 of Sirach, Elusive Hunter at the 3-drop. The spell can't be countered. Trample, and whenever a creature you control or spell, including when it's on the stack, you control becomes the target of spell or ability opponent controls, draw a card. So another form of card advantage and to combat against Gandalf deck. Tybar, 3/3 for 3. Tap another untapped creature you control. Tybar gains indestructible into turn. Tap it. And then for 5 mana, creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn. Rex is the greatest power among creatures you control. As long as you have another creature out, Tybar has Wrath Proof, or it's a way we can dump all our mana, anthem our team, and get across the finish line. Archduke's Charm, 3 green. You get to choose 1. Search your library for a creature or land. If it is a land, you may put on the battlefield tap, otherwise put it in your hand. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature control. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. And exile target artifact or enchantment. This card is just all around, does what we want. We can find an Ouroboros or a Baloth, or we can kill a creature, say opposing Badger Mole, or we can deal with Monument to Endurance. 4-drop Ouroboros, pretty much our top one that makes this deck sing. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X 1/1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. So this is how our little 1/1 turns into a 20/20. And at the top end, Agnosaur Rex. He's an 8/8 for 5 mana, trample, cycling for 3. When you cycle this card, put 2 1/1 counters on up the target creature or vehicle. It gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. An 8/8 for 5 and trample is a pretty strong effect in itself, but outside of that, this is great to protect our creatures, give our creatures indestructible, or have in-combat shenanigans to get across the finish line. I really like this card. In the sideboard, we had 3 more Scavenging Oozes, 3 Torpor Orbs. Creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger. The Torpor is in here to counteract against Ally, the Infinite Airbender combo deck, against a Quantum Riddler. Unfortunately, this is a non-bo with Badger Mole Cub and Paw Patch Recruit, but it still shuts down other decks more than it shuts down our deck, so it's an include in here. We have 1 of Vivian Reed. I really like this card. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Maybe a creature or land from among them, put in your hand. -3, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Or -8, you get an emblem with creatures control get +2/+2, vigilance, trample, and indestructible. So if she ever ultimates in a game, as a mono green deck, we just win on the spot. It's great against the grindy matchups, against the endurance deck, or also it's just really good at the long grindy matchups to get our card advantage with the +1. Dragon Sniper, vigilance, reach, death touch, 1/1 for 1. This card is really good to bring in against those pesky flying decks, say with Riddler or Slickshot Show Off, as a way we can block effectively with Death Touch, but also being able to put counters on it and to not only be a good blocker, but be a good on offense with its vigilance. Another Innkeeper's Talent in the side, if they are a high removal dot deck, the ward comes in handy, or it's a way we can break the mirror by making our creatures pretty large. Origin of Mental Bending, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or 1/1 counter on target creature you control gains indestructible, another solid card against the Lessons, or overall a way we can protect our creatures if needed. And 2 more Archduke's Charms in the sideboard. This is mostly coming in for the endurance matchup, but outside of that, probably stays stays in the sideboard because having 4 of isn't our goal, but it's still a very strong card. That's the deck today. I'm excited to play top 100 Mythic with the highest win rate percentage deck on Magic Arena. If you can, throw down a sub, really helps supports the channel, maybe leave a like and a comment below, and I hope you like this video. Let's get into it. Opponent goes first. We have turn 1 Paw Patch, turn 2 Innkeeper, or Bala. You can cycle to save something on turn 3 as well. Probably worth it just to Gene Pollinator turn 1. Boom Lake. Yeah, so this we can Innkeeper's Talent. Or you can counter deck? Get the Sheriff. Yep. Next turn we can Paw Patch Recruit. Quantum Riddler. So they draw a card. I wonder what they're looking for. So let's Paw Patch Recruit with Offspring. And grow the big Paw Patch. Pass. Next turn we can just keep up Rex or Overprotect. Like if we draw a land, we can level up Innkeeper's Talent, and that would be the best of both worlds. Nice. So we drew a land, so we're gonna level up Innkeeper's Talent. Go to combat. Trigger on the little one, give it ward, and attack for 5. Holding up Rex or Overprotect. I don't want to play Tyvar because I have tapped creatures now. And let's just pass. I wonder what they're holding up mana for. Maybe they just have counter spells. They're too afraid to cast like kill spells here. Next turn we can Friendly Baloth, have Overprotect. Quantum Riddler, so maybe they're looking for a land drop. Untap Passage. It resolves. But I think I just want to hold my mana instead of... Or we can Rex it in a turn. Let's do that. Let's Rex on Paw Patch. Make it bigger. And they can't counter this. And because it has Ward 1, it's protected from everything but Stab. We can get blown out by Stab here. Another Paw Patch is fine. That plan is fine, especially with Boss Sing Say. So I want to Frenzy Baloth first. Cannot be countered. Go to combat. Counter on Baloth. And I think we can push Overprotect damage. They have to have a counter spell. The downside to this is that they untap and Wrath us, then we're in trouble. Protect Intrusion. Yeah, so you go to 2, and you have to untap and Wrath me. But even if you do, we have Boss Sing Say on to game 2. Bring in Vivian. Innkeeper's Talent seems fine. Origin Metal Bending seems fine. I'm going to assume they're on Dimir with a lot of enchantments, and they might be playing Mill Artifact. If I want to bring in Metal Bending, it also protects our creatures. Not a Scavenging Moves matchup. Tyvar might be fine. Durok is fine. Maybe one Gene Pollinator. Maybe not an Innkeeper's Talent. I like Archdruid's Charms here, so let's just go down another Gene Pollinator. Do it like that. I'm playing against Sexy Oko, though. With my opponent on the play, I think I want to keep this with Lanternwell's Badgermole with Origin. Protection. Origin gives Indestructible, which is really nice if they try to Wrath us later. Untap Watery. So I'm going to play our Lanternwells. They probably have a Stab here. They do not. That's weird. I guess we get 2 damage for free. They play a Swamp. Browner on our Lanternwells. Are you Kaito and you were playing Sphinx? Origin of Metal Bending is probably wrong in this matchup then. That's okay. So we drew Archdruid Charm. We can play a Badgermole out on the forest and pass. Untap land seems decent here because we can Badgermole into Ouroboros in the same turn. Stab on Badgermole. So they did have Stab. Untap land is still really good here. We did not get it. So we just Badgermole and pass. I don't think I'm going to block, but they can bring in Kaito. But if they flash in Kaito, I don't think I'm too worried about that because we could potentially kill Kaito. No blocks here. Still looking for land. 0 point ballad. Yeah. Drew a land. That's good. And I think I just want to Archdruid's Charm now to ramp. It's a land. I'm about to tap its land, so we can just get Bossing Say to have a backup. And that seems fine. And I think I want to pass. Or we can Archdruid's Charm here. Getting another land. And passing. I can't activate Bossing Say because they can just animate their Reef and eat my land. They're passing. So they probably have a lot of interaction. So let's play our Overboard. And let's pass. If they don't have direct removal, then that's good. Tidebinder. That just gets the trigger. Yep. So let's just pass. Fortunately, Overboard shut down. Take 3. I wanted to block an Origin Metal Bending, but they can kill Ouroboros in response, and then we're just kind of doing nothing. Fine, so let's Bossing Say on our land here. And let's pass. Holding up Origin Metal Bending and Overprotect. We can block Tidebinder. He's getting jiggy with it. Yep. Restless Leaf attacks. Killing themselves. Ooh. Let's go to blocks. And let's Overprotect eating their Reef. Tyvar. Tyvar seems fine. And let's pass. I could have also Bossing Saying on this forest, but I want to keep up Origins of Metal Bending. Opponent is deep in the tank over there. Pass. They attack with Tidebinder. I'm going to block with Tyvar. Before damage, I'm going to activate Tyvar to give him indestructible. I don't know if my opponent has played with against Tyvar before, so I'll go to damage. Yep. Stab on Tyvar. Yeah, that results. So Tyvar lives. That's a weird interaction. We drew Bela. Go to combat or Boroid. Go all out. I could have kept a forest back to pump up Tyvar. I could also pump up Tyvar before combat and make Ouroboros even bigger, and that would have been better. So Origins of Metal Bending. Protect Tyvar. Get some damage through. And pass. Still holding up Origins. We can boss, if they Wrath here, we can Bossing Say Origins to have lethal still. GG, on to the next game. Get to play first. Hand seems okay. Turn 3 Ouroboros. If they are Kavero, this seems really good. If they're Lessons, we can maybe eat something out of their graveyard right away with Scavenging Ooze. Firebluff Canal. Uh-oh. They might be Lessons. So we drew Rex, but we can play Scavenging Ooze. I'm just going to pass. Really like this old art on Firebluff Canal. They just pass. I think I just want to attack here. We can hold up Rex. If they have like Lightning Strike or something, they can just kill Ouroboros, but they can take a little bit here. A Braid. So yeah, it was correct for me to hold on to Ouroboros. Now we have a giant Scavenging Ooze. Cross Cliff Siege. Alright, so we're racing. I like it. So we can Llanowar Elves, Beam Pollinator, tap Llanowar Elves, play Ouroboros, pump the team, and bash. Next turn we can an Innkeeper's Talent, protect our board. Good way to get rid of Ooze. Boomerang Basic on Ooze. Yeah. Into Riddler with haste. Take 5. I think that's a better draw, so we can Innkeeper's Talent. Pump up Innkeeper's Talent before we play anything else. Frenzy Baloth. Can't be countered. And on to game 2. So they are, Izzet, like mid-range deck. Sniper might be fine. Vivian might be fine. Torpor might be fine. Take out Scavenging Ooze. Firebar seems fine. Archdude Charm seems fine. Maybe it's not a Torpor matchup. We can see when we go to the next game. Take out a couple Gene Pollinators and a Badger Mole and try it like this. I guess go first. We have Sniper into Baloth. Might be okay. Don't have any of our impactful cards, but we get to untap on 3 with Overprotect. We might be in a good spot. Storm Chaser's Talent. Yep. So we drew Innkeeper's Talent, so we can put this on Dragon Sniper and pass. That seems decent. Not gonna block your honor. To a Duelist to the mind. So we drew another land, so I think I'm just gonna Innkeeper's Talent here. Put a counter on Dragon Sniper. I could attack because it has Vigilance, that's my mistake. And there's Storm Chaser's Talent. Not gonna block this. Into another Duelist. Yep. There's a Tyvar. I think I want to pump up Innkeeper's Talent and play a Baloth. We can counter on Dragon Sniper and we can pass. Hopefully this Dragon Sniper keeps these Duelists back for a while. They could bounce the Dragon Sniper with Boomerang Basics like they did in the first game. Here's the Boomerang Basics we're talking about. We're going to take a lot of damage this turn. They were still missing a red source, so they threw away Roaring Furnace, which is good for us. Take 10 here? That's insane. Yeah, you got it. Patch Recruit is decent. So let's play our Dragon Sniper. Patch Recruit kicked. And let's put a counter on Dragon Sniper and pass. Now I guess we need to commit to blocking with Baloth, but they have one card. I guess they can play a land, give back Boomerang Basics. But then Patch Recruit puts counters on things. Pyro's Demonstration. So that was the perfect answer, get rid of Dragon Sniper. And now they get to loot with Duelist. Go to 1. They had the perfect answer, which is unfortunate to us. We're not quite dead yet. Could be dead very soon. So we can just play Tyvar. Innkeeper's Talent on Tyvar. And hope they... Oh wait, I'm just dead in the air, excuse me. On to game 3. So I took out the 2 Tybars in the sideboard because I'm expecting him to kill a lot of our creatures, and we won't be able to tap Tyvar. Seems fine. In Origin, we can protect our stuff. Play our Forest, play a Dragon Sniper. Hopefully it lives for a little bit. Does. We drew Innkeeper's Talent. You have a Null? That would be pretty bad for us. Maybe they have Into the Floodmaw? Let's put a counter. Go to combat for 2. There's Into the Floodmaw, like we thought. They just play a second island and pass the turn. So we can level up Innkeeper's Talent, play a Frenzy Baloth, can't be countered. Hopefully put a counter on Frenzy Baloth. Swing for 4. Pass the turn. Next turn we can Ouroboros if they tap down. Roaring Furnace. So there goes our Frenzy Baloth. They play for Ward. We just draw an elf for turn. Ugh. I think we still Ouroboros right here. Trigger. Put a counter on Ouroboros. Now it's a 4/6. And it won't die to Roaring Furnace. They can still bounce Ouroboros. Like if they play another Roaring Furnace. They have 5 cards in hand and Ouroboros lives. Bring basics on Ouroboros. Yep. So let's play an Ouroboros. You have counterspell? That would probably be the worst of us. Get out. Yep. So if we're expecting a get out, we should probably play our Dragon Sniper Lantern Royals holding up Origin. Duelist. Alright. More forward. And Dragon Sniper. I'm playing Dragon Sniper now because if Ouroboros lives, then Ouroboros pumps up Dragon Sniper into the Flood Mob, bouncing Ouroboros. Duelist triggers. Pitching FOMO. Alright, and keep her on Dragon Sniper, and I'm committing to blocking. It's a Riddler. Drawing 2 cards. That's so good. It didn't attack. Okay. Untapped land would be perfect here. Because we can protect Ouroboros. Perfect. Alright, Ouroboros, please don't get countered. Go to combat. A Braid. So, with that still in the stack, I'm going to protect Ouroboros. And then they can loot. Trigger, trigger. Swing for 5. Pass the turn. There's the Riddler hardcast. So next turn we can play Lantern Royals and level up Caretaker's Talent, making our board extremely large. Ooh. Another Dragon Sniper is good because we can play both of these cards. So let's Lantern Royals. Dragon Sniper. Go to combat. They might have removal for the Dragon Sniper. This little one. So, and keep your talent on Ouroboros. Torch the tower on Dragon Sniper. There it is. So that's a big Ouroboros. That's a big Dragon Sniper. You have to double block on both creatures or you die. And pass the turn. We did it! GG opponent. On to the next game. I'm gonna play first. We got Lantern Royals and a Paw Patch on turn 2. Let's keep it. Or we can Lantern Royal or Elves and Innkeeper's Talent. Forest into a Lantern Royal. Tapped Elegant Parlor. I think I'm just gonna Paw Patch Recruit Offspring. Even if I drew a land. If they're playing Elegant Parlor, they're either playing Jeskai Control, which I have to worry about. Let's Innkeeper's Talent. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. And I think we can just go to combat. Holding up Overprotect. Lightning Helix. Perfect. So we're going to put counter on you, and Overprotect the Paw Patch Recruit. Bash in for 9. Pass the turn. Next turn we can double up Innkeeper's Talent. So we drew another Lantern Royal, so let's Innkeeper's Talent level up. And then let's level it up again. Go double counters on you. Go to combat. Forcing damage. So they have to play a Wrath here, and we get an untapped land. We can Bossing Say kill them. Oh. I wonder what they found off that Consult. So there's the untapped land into Day of Judgment. Yep. We did not find it. So we over Lantern Realms to Lantern Realms, holding up Overprotect. Bump up one over Elves with Innkeeper's Talent and pass. Plays a Verge into a Stalk Up. That's good for us. It's not another Wrath. And on to game 2. Vivian reads fine here. If they're Jeskai, Shiko, maybe Ooze is okay. 5R seems fine. Maybe down 1 Gene Pollinator, 1 down Ouroboros. Try it like this. So we're on the draw this time. I think this might be worth it. Turn 1 Paw Patch, turn 2 Bala. My opponent mulliganed down a little bit. I think there's a Surveil land. Drew another land, so let's just Paw Patch Recruit. just to start the pressure. I want to hold on to it till turn 3, but that's not an option we get to have. Play a Verge, so let's just play Forest. Go to combat and attack. Let's just play Gene Pollinator after combat. Stock up. Seems good. Now we can get our tie bar down. Get tie bar down and attack with Palm Patch Recruit only to keep tie bars indestructible up. And pass. Untap land would be perfect here. You just pass. Untap land there, it's great. Because now we can Frenzy Balon. Go to combat. I'm going to hold back both of these to have double tie bar activations. No response. So they take 6. I'm just going to pass the turn. We have Overprotect, can keep tie bar. Salt the Star Charts. Resolves. Opponent finds a mountain. Not even Wrath will stop me here. Fire Magic for 2 damage. I'm going to tap Gene Pollinator before Fire Magic goes off, and then I'm going to make them waste their spells by casting Overprotect on Baloth before Fire Magic goes off. They need to no-moralize this, yep. So there goes my board. But we slam Ouroboros, trigger, above tie bar, and now tie bar still has a way to tap to gain indestructible. Get lost, so in response, I'm going to stack the Ouroboros. They could have another get lost here, and that could be bad. They do. Perfect response by my opponent. So both my creatures are gone to both get lost. They play a tap Surveil land. Keep it on top. Through bossing, say. I think it's still worth it to Palm Patch Recruit with Offspring, and we can sack some maps here. Overprotect on top is fine. Pump up the little token and pass. Jeskai Revelation. Turn target perm to its hand. Deals 4 damage to any target. Yeah, that's a thing. So we can play Serok here, holding up Overprotect. Looks like they're just passing their turn, that's fine. Drew land, which is unfortunate, but start cracking our maps to see what we get. Lightning Helix. So we draw a spell and we draw a card in response. And now we can Overprotect. Make them waste more mana. They had exactly no more lies. And we get punished by not playing our forest out of our hand. Oh, that feels so bad. Instantly punished. And they stock up. We might lose because of that misplay. And they're at 13. Brutal. Yep. And they go. Find another land. I guess we play Ouroboros. Crack the map. And they probably have removal. Another Lightning Helix. Yeah. So we're at 16 lives apiece again. Opponent with the perfect responses. I did get punished there by not playing a land, and that's going to lose us this game. Another bossing say. Okay. So let's start bossing saying our lands. We can pass. Nothing else to do. Another Jeskai, yeah. Alright, let's go to game 3. I can't beat a third Jeskai Rev. Origin Metal Bending might be good here. Let's take out Scavenging Ooze. Bring in another Innkeeper's Talent. Maybe this is not an Archmage Charm. And we can bring in our Gene Pollinators back. We can try it like that. We can play first. Well, they come in and play tapped, unfortunately. what the boss thing says, but we're gonna try it. They also have a tap land. So we can land our elves here. It's another boss thing say. Next turn we can Frenzy Baloth, keeping up Origin. Actually we can't because Boss K comes into play tapped, so let's just go to combat. Attack with Baloth. Fake like we actually have a spell. It consulted, so they might be looking for a land, so let's just play our Gene Pollinator and pass. Next turn we can keep up Rex or Origin of Metal Bending and swing out. Let's do that. And swing out. Get lost. So this cycling gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. And it keeps it alive a little bit. We didn't draw land, unfortunately. But we still have pressure. They can untap land and wrath us, and we might be sad. No, there's the untap land, but not the answer. So let's map on the land royals to spread it out a little bit. Don't need a Palm Patch Recruit. And let's go to combat. Keeping up Origins of Metal Bending. Opponent to 2. And I don't want to rush into my opponent here. Consult without kicker. Because they only have 1 blue. I feel like we're in a really good spot now. If they Wrath, we have Origins of Metal Bending. We need exactly Get Lost and Counter Magic. But that still puts them dead on board. There's a Surveil. Into Beza. Yeah, Beza's sick. That helps them live. Right, Frenzy Baloth, they block here, they block here. Here, they take 3, go to 3. Not enough. So let's map on Baloth. See what I get. Another Ouroboros. Other option we could have done is Ouroboros and pumped up the team. So let's go to combat. Attack with Baloth. Block everything. 4, 5, 6. Think we can trade all this? It's fine. Just play another Baloth. Pass. Holding up Origin of Metal Bending again. Got an option to attack with Frenzy Baloth, but I was kind of worried what they would do. Ultima. So let's Origin of Metal Bending now. I feel better about what we did. Our creature stays alive. We finally drew that 4th land, but there's a Baloth. And that's lethal. GG opponent. I know I played pretty passive in that game 3 there, but I do think that was the right play. On to the next game. Play first. I don't think we can keep this. This looks a little better. Throw away land. We can turn 1 Palm Patch Recruit. And pass. Fortunately, we have no turn 2 plays. Maybe we'll draw one. Surveil. So this is probably Jeskai again. Looks like it. Lightning Helix. Yep. We just play land and pass. It's awkward. Oh, it's 4 color. Okay, let's Archmage Charm. No more lies. Yeah, it seems good. So let's Ouroboros. Put Ouroboros out of Lightning Helix range. Play stock up. That's good for us. Usually this 4-color version doesn't play that many wraths. They might have more spot removal. They miss their land drop, which is good. We can Innkeeper's Talent. Just dump our hand with Gene Pollinator. Level up Innkeeper's Talent. Trigger, trigger. Throw the team and bash in. And pass. If they don't Wrath us, I feel really good. Never mind, there's a Day of Judgment. We just drew another land, so just Innkeeper's Talent. Level up and pass. And now we're just Pyromancer Goggles. So we're probably going to get Jeskai Rev next turn, and it's going to be painful. We drew Bossing Say at least. To have some pressure, and it's a 4-4 immediately. Now it's a 6-6. And pass. That's pretty sick. Okay, so we didn't get Jeskai Rev there, which is really good. Bossy Sang. Love it. Strong card. Found another land. They have 5 mana. We drew an Overprotect. That was probably the best card we can draw. So let's animate this forest. Inevitable defeat on what? Let's see what the goggles get. Okay, so no defeat twice on Innkeeper's Talent. And so we animate the lands. And we attack for 8. Pass. They find an archive, yeah. Upkeep, what do you got? There's the Lightning Helix. Not Jeskai Rev, which is really good. So with that on the stack, I'm going to overprotect my forest. And they consult to try to find an answer. We can pay for 3 mana. They play no more lives. But Lightning Helix fizzles, they don't gain any life. Kill our forest, but they're still dead on board. On to game 2. Origin meta betting is going to be great. Vivian's going to be great. Not a scavenging moves matchup. Maybe 1 Gene and 1 Ouroboros. I don't like it like this. One goes first. We have nothing until turn 2 with Badger Mole. It might be worth it. What are you studying for, Nino? I'm glad I can be some background noise for you, at least. We drew an Archdruid Charm, play our Forest and pass. Shocks and Godless Shrine. We're gonna play our Forest, and I think we Frenzy Baloth here. Getting around counter, but they probably have spot removal. Yep, there's Lightning Helix. We play a tap land and pass. We drew another Overprotect, so let's Badger Mole. Hopefully it resolves on the Forest. Okay, Lightning Helix before damage, that makes sense. We bash in for 1, pass. I have 4 mana. Another Badger Mole at least, so we can Badger Mole again. Badger Mole resolves, I target the Forest. I think I just pass. Fire Magic, 2 damage to each creature. Just overprotect Badger Mole here. Try to keep some pressure on board. Now it's just a 2/2 with no supporting cast, however, so it's just kind of a sad Badger Mole. Inevitable defeat. Goodbye, my friend. So we just slam an Ouroboros and pass. See if it lives or not. If it lives, we have double Overprotect. Consult, so they're trying to find an answer. You shock that in. Wild. Alright, let's just go to combat. Swing for 4. And let's pass. We have double protection for Ouroboros right now. Stock up resolves. Play Verge. Let's pass. Nice. Let's go to combat. Inevitable defeat. Let's do some math here. 3, 6, 10, 20. Yeah, overprotect. Overprotect. Spell fizzles. Ouroboros goes to 20. Swing for lethal. Let's go! This deck is sweet. Mono green is the answer to the format, guys. Play first. We'll keep this. It's like my opponent mulligan down, so we'll just Forest and Gene Pollinator. Next turn we can Badger Mole holding up Overprotect. Storm Chaser's Talent. Drew another Forest, unfortunately, so we'll just Badger Mole. Make the Forest bigger. Pass. Hopefully we can draw some interaction. We play a Verge. Combustion Techniques, so yeah, we're going to Overprotect on the Badger Mole. It looks like we're playing against Lessons. They pass. True Netherland. It is what it is. Bash in for 3. And pass. Boomerang basics. I think they missed a land drop. Another Storm Chaser's Talent, yep. Bash in for 3, no blocks. Drew a Bailoff at least, so we can play the Bailoff. I think now we just turn sideways. If you want to block a force, that's fine. We have all the mana in the world, so. Land trades with an Otter and we pass. Brew an airbending deck. It just passes. We drew a Rex, which is really good. So let's just go to combat. Bash in. Hopefully blow them out with this Rex card. Combustion technique. So in response, we can cycle on Bailoff, making it indestructible. We drew another land though. They can trade with Badger Mole, that's fine. And we pass. Wisdom, they're still missing land drops, which is to our advantage. They need to have exactly land drop and another combustion. Iro's demonstration works too. He drew another land. Please, game, stop doing this to me. My opponent's at 2. We've drawn 4 lands out of 6 turns. Artisan talent. Yeah, is this where I lose? Abandon attachments to tap out. Bring away another land, so they must have found more lands. Compact Recruit is fine, but if they play another Iro's demonstration, it's not. The Gene Pollinator get you to 1. Play another Verge. They have all the mana now. Monument to Endurance. Another Iro's demonstration will do amazing here for them. Combustion technique. That feels like the wrong card because we can pump here and pump here. What they could have done is gotten back Iro's demonstration, but they were mana short to do with Pollinator. Firebending lesson. And we pump up our Pollinator. They discarded Quencha, so that's good to know about. We have to think about that in game 2. And on to game 2. So Origin Metal Bending comes in, Scavenger Ooze can come in, Vivian can come in, Charm can come in. Probably take out Badger Mole. Seems bad here. Some Gene Pollinators. Or a Boroid. Maybe a Tyvar. Right, like this. What goes first? We have Lanterwells, Scavenging Ooze, Palm Patch. This seems fine. They don't have a turn 1 play, so is this Lanterwell dying? The answer is yes. Play an island and pass. I guess we can play Scavenging Ooze, see if they have more removal. Or Quench. They do not. It's good for us. Iro's demonstration, though. So I think we just Scavenging Ooze here and pass. Holding up 1 activation either for a lesson or the ooze out of our graveyard. Monument to Endurance resolves. So I think I want to eat my Scavenging Ooze to grow ours. Seem to work. Drew Gene Pollinator, so let's play Bailoff. Bash in for 6. And pass. Abandon attachments. That resolves. Monument Endurance trigger, probably drawing another card. Which they do. They pitched a land. Boomerang Basics. Okay. That on the stack, I'm going to start eating their lessons out of their graveyard. They're playing Riddler. Whoa. You got it. That's a hell of a card. I think I still play Scavenging Ooze here. 1 Gene Pollinator because it doesn't die to Iro's demonstration, and swing for 3. Keeping up 2 activations rather than playing Paw Patch Recruit. Gonna have to fight through this giant Riddler is the problem. Riddler found a Grand? Yeah. So let's eat some lessons. Grand resolves. I have no lessons in their graveyard. To another land, unfortunately. So let's kick Palm Patch Recruit for Offspring. Gene Pollinator can tap a Recruit to animate a land. We just pass. We have a Scavenging Ooze down, which might be a problem, but they have no lessons in their graveyard. If they have spot removal, our Paw Patch Recruits kind of go crazy. If they have Io's Demonstration, it just kills the Paw Patch Recruits. Yeah, you got it. Do you have a second one? That would be rough. Nope, just a Monument to Endurance. Grand getting frisky to trigger Monument to Endurance. But it draws 2 because of Riddler. We're drawing 5 cards this turn. And I have to block. Bye, Grand. You definitely did your job. If they have another Iro's Demonstration, then my board is just gone. Sin Talent. Drew Land Royals, that's a problem. Let's attack with Scavenging Ooze, see if they block. I'm gonna eat out of their graveyard first. And then eat out of mine. And there's enough creatures that we can kill this Quantum Riddler because we just need to get it off the board, unfortunately. And go to damage. And pass. But unfortunately, they have 2 Endurances and an Artisan Talent. That's terrible for us. Level up Artisan Talent. Yep. Wisdom. Talent triggers. Bring away Quench. Monument triggers. That on the stack. Let's just get rid of Iro's Demonstration. They're going to draw 2 cards. There are 34 cards left in their deck, so they're 13 cards ahead of us. They can bounce Scavenging Ooze, which will be a problem. Iro's Demonstration for 4. That resolves. They keep their entire hand. They did not loot. That's scary. I wish I had a protection for Scavenging Ooze. That would be like the perfect card here. Firebending on the Forest. They have Negate. That seems like an interesting card to have with us. It's a response. Float mana. Eat the Wisdom out of the graveyard. I assume if they're Firebending less in the Forest. Oh, they Wisdom in response. I guess I could have held up green because I forgot there's a Riddler in their graveyard. But they drew 3 cards off Wisdom, which was the card I wanted them not to have. And now our Scavenging Ooze is open. Yep. So it would have died to Torture the Tower anyways. So my sequencing still didn't matter. Tyvar. Alright, let's play Tyvar. Play 1 Lantern Elves and just pass. A double activation for Tyvar. Guess I could play the double elves just in case. A Wisdom number 3. And now I just get to boringly watch my opponent play out their turn. Grand resolves. Another Artisan Talent. Not even to Endurance goes off. Firebending Lesson. Alright, so we can tap Gene Pollinator in response. Because it's going to die. Make some treasures. Draw more cards. And they've already activated their monuments. And there's really no point to playing anymore, is there? Doubling a talent on the board. Hard cast Riddler. We get to untap. We draw a land. I'm conceding. Hey, look, a land. Going to game 3. I play first. Gene Pollinator at least. We have Druid's Charm and Vivian to deal with their deck. Might be a little better. So let's Forest. Gene Pollinator. Play Spire Bupka now. Do another Forest. So let's just play the Forest. Play the Baloth and attack for 4. They have no turn 1 plays. That's really nice for us. Artisan Talent. Well, I think I want Innkeeper's Talent here. Level up Innkeeper's Talent. Put a counter on Baloth and beat down. I want to put the pressure on next turn. We can Arch Druid Charm or we can Vivian Reed, killing the Artisan Talent. Like if they tap down for Endurance, that is not that bad for us. Giving Baloth Ward, I think, is very strong here. There's the Endurance, yep. So I'm going to play Bossing Say. I'm going to tap Innkeeper's Talent, play Vivian Reed. And I'm going to kill the Artisan Talent. I think that card is a bigger problem here. Innkeeper's Talent triggers swing for 5. So they're effectively dead next turn. Vivian Reed, because Innkeeper's Talent has Ward 1, which is sweet, but their deck is really bad at dealing with Planeswalkers. Yep, Boomerang Basics it is. It still has haste. So Baloth. Go to combat. I'll do Vivian Reed after combat if this doesn't live. Firebending. 1/1 counter target creature you control. If it deals damage to power target creature you don't control. Nope. Unfortunately, I'm just going to exile this in response. Tapping the Baloth that's going to die. The other option, we could Paw Patch Recruit there, but let's just Vivian Reed. Keep Vivian Reed up.
I never run out of answers.
I think I want to land. Ouroboros would be very strong too. Take an Ouroboros. Play a tap plan into Wisdom on Anticipate. That's really good. You just pass. I'm going to play Paw Patch Recruit. Before combat. Quench me. I can pay 2. We can tap Vivian Reed. Slows us down a little bit, but that's okay. Pick up Vivian Reed. Land is fine.
To any situation.
So we can Gene Pollinator number 2. Innkeeper's Talent on Paw Patch to play around Iroh's Demonstration. And next turn we can Ouroboros. Wisdom to draw 3. And an attachment, so they're still trying to draw answers to the board. Not only they have to answer Ouroboros, but also the creatures on the board. GG, Izzet. Goodbye, Lessons deck. On to the next game. 6-9. Quick wrap up for you guys. I think this deck is amazing. We went 5-1 in our matches. I played a couple off stream and lost a few extra games, but on stream we did go 5-1. And I feel like this deck is in a really good space in the current format. It is a little bit of uphill climb against the upcoming Simic mid-range deck, and it kind of struggles a little bit to get past when my opponent is also playing Ouroboros, and in that race, whoever gets Ouroboros down first kind of wins that game. And if we don't find an Ouroboros, it's really hard to get through the card advantage and the overall power of Quantum Riddler. Besides that, this deck is fantastic. I think it's really good placement, and if you have the wild card, you should build this deck, have fun, enjoy the grind, and find yourself at Mythic rank really, really fast. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.